Hello friends, welcome to your favorite channel, irvinemesa. So today I'll be doing another latest challenge from Frontend Mentor. It's called the contact form. So this is the form that we are going to be building. This is the form. This is the form that we are building. It's a free challenge. It's a junior challenge. So this is the challenge that you'll be completing. Then if you go on to my to the new tab, you can see that I've completed this challenge. Okay, so if I do, for example, if I fill in here, JavaScript will help me to tell me that I haven't yet filled all these fields are required. So on reloading the page, you can see that, for example, let's type, if I submit this one, you can see that I need to tick everything so that everything is submitted. So if I restart everything now, I'm going to say I can have my last name. Let me just call Mesa. Then I'm going to go for my email. Let's call it at Gmail. Okay, in small letters at gmail.com. Now if I let me just say general inquiry and let's say report, then let's put on the message welcome to coding. So if I do this, then let's click on consent. They can now see, let me submit. They can see this message appears every time when you finish completing the form. So now please go ahead onto Frontend Mentor and just make sure that you click on start the challenge so that you can download the starter pack. Make sure that you have logged in with your GitHub account. So now here I'm going into my Visual Studio Code. So you can see now on this Visual Studio Code on line 11 I've linked up to my style CSS. Then I also have got on line 20 where I've linked up to index.js file. So this is the style CSS file. Then also I got the index.js file. So now let me just like go live on this one. Then inside our coding, this is where we are going to start off by putting in some coding. So now I'm going to say div, then let's put a class name of toast and the second class name hidden. Then let's create some space in a sub div inside with an image coming from the assets folder / images icon success check. Then let's add some outtakes that will appear in case the image load. Then let's save some span. Then I'm going to say message sent. So this is the div. Now I'm going outside this div with the paragraph text. Then I'm going to say thank you for completing. So this is the text that will appear once we have successfully completed the button. Then I'm going to say let's create another sub div outside with form container. Then inside I'm going to have h1 text with contact arcs. Then let's have a form with class name form. Then inside the form, then I'm going to put in some div with class name inputs. Then I'm going to say other div with class name form group. Then I'm going to add a label with text name first name, then span inside with class name star. Then let's just put in a star there. Then I'm going to add some input text with type text, then ID first name, area required true, set it to true. Then let's have a span class name area hidden. Then let's put in some text there. Then let's have a div with class name form group. Then the label inside with the class name last name, then span. Then I'm going to add a class name start to the span. Then I'm going to come inside and add an input type text, then ID last name, then area required true. Then let's have a span with class name area hidden. Then let's just put this text, this field is required. Then let's have a div with a div class name form group. Then let's add a label with for email address. Then let's have a span with class name star. Then let's have an input with type and then ID email, then area required, set it to true. Let's have a span with class name error valid hidden. Then let's just put in the text, please enter a valid email. Then I'm going to have a span with class name error empty hidden. Then I'm just going to put this field is required. Then outside I'm going to put another div with class name form group, then another class name radio. Then let's put a label for query, then type query. Then let's have a class span with class name star. Then now you can see that this is where I'm now going to add a div with ID query. Then let's put a sub div with class name query type. Then we are going to add an input with type radio. then ID option 1, then name query type, then area required true, then let's have a label for option 1, general inquiry, then let's put in some div with class name query type. Then I'm just going to add in an input with type radio and ID option 2, then name query type. So now there I'm going to add an area required to true. Then let's add a label. For the label, I'm just going to set it to for option 2. Then let's save support request. Then let's add a span with class name error hidden. Then I'm just going to say please select a query style. Then let's come inside this div and let's create another div with class name form group. Then you're going to add a label with it for message and then text message. Then let's expand with class name star. Then let's just put a star inside the span. Let's save the text area for ID message. Then rows, I'm going to set it to 4. Then area required, I'm going to set it to true. Then let's have a span with class name area hidden. Then let's just have this. This is field is required text. Then let's have a div outside. I'm going to call this div with the sub div. Then I'm going to give it a class name form group checkbox. Then let's have input type checkbox. Then ID consent. Okay, now let's come here and we say area required true. Then let's have a label with for consent. Then let's have a label I consent being contacted by the team. And then let's have a span with class name with class star. Then let's have another span with class name error hidden. Then let's just put in this text to submit this form, please being consent to being contacted. So now there it is. Now you can now see that I've done all this HTML type. Let's add a button for that is supposed to be typed to be clicked. Then let's save a type with submit, then the text submit there. So now this is, so if I come into my browser, let's come and check inside our browser. There you can see I've got this thing, but for us to make it look like this one, you can now see that I have to do some CSS styling correctly. So now let's come inside our file, style CSS. Now we're going to go inside our CSS file. First of all, I'm going to add a font with font family, and then let's just have the source of our font family as inside the assets folder. Then let's style everything, put in the margin 0, padding of 0. Then let's have a border box of boxing. So if I come back and I check, let's have a look at the changes. There you can see the changes that I've applied there. So but I would love to just minimize so that it looks side by side like this. Then let's remove it here. Then I just put it there. Then I'm going to collapse this one. So now I'm just going to, there you can see now it's side by side. So I'm just going to add a body with background color. Then let's display flexi. Then justify content to the center. Align item to the center. Then minimum height 100%. Then font family. Then let's have font size of 16 pixels. Then let's style the font content. And then I'm going to set it to padding 30 pixels. Then background color. Then let's have a border radius of 15 pixels. Then I'm just going to style the font form. Then I'm going to say for the font form, I'm going to say display flexi. Then flexi direction column. Then let's have a gap of 12 pixels. Then let's style the font form group. Then I'm going to give it a width of 100%. Then name inputs. I'm going to style this one to display flexi. Then gap 10 pixels. Then let's style the name inputs input. Then I'm going to give it a width of 100%. Then let's style the label. I'm going to set it a font size of 14 pixels. Then input. Then I'm just going to style the note. I'm going to type checkbox. Then if I do this, let me maximize a bit so that you can see what I'm doing. Then let's give it a border of 1 pixel solid. There you can see the input now has got a border. Then let's give a font size of 16 pixels, then padding 10 pixels, then border radius 5 pixels. Then you can see I've got a border radius on the corners inside the input, then margin 8 and 0. Then let's have width of 100%. Then let's have a cursor pointer. Then now I'm going to start the checkbox, type of checkbox, not type of radio. Then over, then let's have border 1 pixel solid. Then let's have not input of type checkbox and not type of radio. If you can see, this is what I'm trying to do. Then let's put in some outline, 1 pixel solid. Then let's type the text area. Okay, text area, I'm going to set a width of 100%, font size 16 pixels, padding 10 pixels, and then border radius 5 pixels, then resize to none, then margin 8 pixels, then border 1 pixel solid. Then let's have a cursor pointer. Then let's style the hash query. I'm going to say display flexing, gap 10 pixels, gap 10 pixels. Then let's have a margin of 8 and 0. Then if you can now see that the design is just taking and it's looking beautiful, just like as we would want. Now let's type the query text. Then I'm going to width 100%, then padding 10 pixels and 20. There you can see, they now I've got a border radius of 5 pixels, display flexing, gap 10 pixels. Now I'm going to set query label. Then I'm going to give it query type input and query cursor pointer. Then I'm going to go in for input type of radio, and let's set in accent color. Then let's have h1 text font size 28 pixels, margin bottom 20 pixels. Then let's style the button. If I like this one, I'm giving it a font weight of bold, then color. Then let's set the background color, and let's have a padding of 15 and 0, border radius 5 pixels, border 1 pixel solid. If I come in, you can now see that this pattern, our pattern is just changed. We're following up the color codes that we have set it up. Of border, you can see that the border has got a color, and also the background color is greenish, like dark green. Now I'm going to give it a margin top of 8 pixels, cursor pointer. So button on hover, I'm going to set background color to change. Then if I come inside this design, they can see on hover the color changes, as well as you can see that there's a cursor, like as we have required on line 117. Now we are styling the checkbox for directed to the div inside display flexing, margin top, margin bottom x pixels, gap 10 pixels, align items to the center. Then let's style the input with the type checkbox. Then let's save an accent color, then width 15 pixels, then span.error. Then I'm going to put a font size of 14 pixels, then display block, then color to red. Then let's style the span hidden. I'm going to display to none. Then let's style the radio selected. I'm going to set a background color and the border 1 pixel solid. Then let's style the star color. Then you can now see that this just looks amazing. Because they've set the display to none there on line 143. That's why you're seeing that the error message have disappeared by default. So now I'm going to start the toast. Then I'm going to set position fixed, top 30 pixels, then width 400 pixels, and background color this grayish color there, you can see it. Then let's have a padding 20 pixels, border radius 10 pixels, color green, white color. Then you can now see that we have got everything that we just required. So now let me put a font size of 14 pixels, transition to all in 1 second. There you can see. Now I'm going to style the toast directed to the first div inside. I'm going to display flexing, then align item to the center, then gap 10 pixels, then margin bottom 20 pixels. Then I'm going to style the image inside the toast class. I'm going to set it with 14 pixels. Then you're going to say toast span text font weight bold. Then toast class name hidden. Then I'm going to say transform minus 400 pixels to make it disappear from the screen. There you can see, since we are saying transform along the y-axis to minus 400 pixels, that means that automatically it goes outside the view of our page. Then we are going to set media screen. Now I'm styling the media screen to make it mobile responsive. I'm going to say maximum width 400 pixels, form container with 300 pixels, name input flex rep query flex rep toast. Then I'm going to set it with 300 pixels. So you can now see that this is what. So now I'm just going to put a maximize. Then you can now see that this is what we have got on our mobile view. But you can see on clicking the submit button, the functionality is not triggered when I click. This is because we are missing the JavaScript coding. So now it's time to go back and do some JavaScript coding inside this file. So now I'm going to put in some const radio divs document dot query selector. Let's have class dot query type. Then let's have another second const form groups, which will do a document query selector. Then let's have const form element query selector form. Then let's have const toast document query selector dot toast. Then let form valid equals to true. Then form element dot set attribute inside bracket none validate, no validate. Then let's declare some functions. Const change radio background is equals to radio divs dot for each radio div const radio is equals to radio div dot query selector input. Then if radio dot checked radio dot class list add radio selected, else radio div dot class list remove radio selected. So this is a function. Let's now create another function for changing the display error. So now I'm going to say for display error, we're going to target the form group and error class names. Then I'm going to say const error message is equals to form group dot query selector error. Then error message dot class list dot remove hidden class name. So this will remove a hidden class name. Then let's have a const for remove error. Then let's say form group const error message is equals to form group dot query selector dot error class name. Then error message equals for each error dot class list dot add hidden. Then let's declare another const is validate group is equals to form group, which is equals to const input type is equals to form group dot query selector input and text area dot type pipe text. Then switch input type case 1 radio let checked is equals to false. Then const radio inputs is equals to form group dot query selector input. Then radio inputs is equals to for each input if input dot checked is equals to checked true, or if not checked display error message form group error. So this will display an error message if it's not checked. So now let's say form valid is equals to error equals to false. Then let's say break case 1 checkbox case checkbox const check input is equals to form group dot query selector input. Then if not check input check dot checked display error message form group. Then let's save form valid is equals to false. Then break on the case text. Let's say case text input is equals to form group dot query selector input. If text input dot value dot trim is identical to empty, display error message, or form valid is equals to false, or break case text area is equals to text area input is equals to form group dot query selector is equals to text input. If text area input dot value dot trim is identical to empty, display error again, form valid false. Then let's have case for email. I'm going to say if case constant email input is equals to form group query selector dot input, then const email pattern, this is for the email pattern. Then if email pattern input value is equals to identical to empty, let's display an error and then form valid false. Else email pattern is equals to input value dot value display input display valid, then form valid false. Then let's break, then let's set default break. Then now I'm going to do another const display toast, for this is the pop-up that will appear. So now I'm going to say set timeout is equals to 10 toast dot class list dot remove hidden, set timeout is equals to 4000 seconds. Then let's say test dot class list dot equals to hidden. Now we're going to set some final part, which is the event listeners, which will be triggered on clicking the button. So I'm going to say document dot event listener is equals to dom content load. If local storage dot get item show toast is identical to true, then display toast. Else local storage dot remove item show toast. Radio divs, for each radio div dot add event listener, click const radio input is equals to radio div query selector, radio input dot checked is equals to true, change radio background, remove error is inside brackets radio div dot parent element. Now for element is equals to event listener dot submit. Now we're going to say event dot prevent default form valid true. Then I'm going to set form groups for each form group. Then I'm going to say validate group. Then I'm going to say if form valid is identical to local storage dot select item show toast time error, then form element submit. Then we're going to do another event listener for form groups for each form group. Const input is equals to form group dot query selector inside brackets input area in our text area. Then for inputs dot for each input is equals to input dot add event listener, click. Then I'm going to say remove error for form group. Then input dot add event listener blur form validate group. Then now let's save a toast add event listener. Then click toast dot class list dot add hidden. So now this is the JavaScript that is required that we have done. If you have missed out anything, you can just make sure that you can download the source code from my GitHub account. So now I'm just going to go inside. Let's say for example I click this, there you can see everything just displays please submit. So I'm just going to work using some dummy details. I'm going to say I've mop, then let's save it dummy. Then let's just type, let's check there, and let's say let's say thank you for watching the video. Now you can see, now I'm just going to click, then let's save. Oh, they can see, so the message is successfully logged camera correction. They can see, so this is how we have completed this challenge. Please devs, if you like my video and want to watch more of this content, please don't forget to like and subscribe my content. Thank you for watching.